What's up everybody, I am Grant Burt and this is Games with Grant, and today, as you can see, I am about to stream The Forgotten City for the very first time. This is a time loop mystery game, I believe, where you've got to figure out what's going on to break the loop, and yeah. I am just about to tweet out all of my I am streaming Forgotten City tweets. And just bear with me as I post it. I've got to save in my drafts somewhere. Where do I find my drafts? Huh. That is weird. How do you find your drafts on Twitter? Ah, there you go. You actually have to go into... Right, okie dokie. Right, it's not letting me post that, so... Yep. So this apparently is a Game of the Year contender. I don't know about that. It started off as a Skyrim mod, I believe. I think it was Skyrim. But now it's its own fully fledged game in its own right. And people are loving it. So I've been anticipating this for a while. Right, my tweet just isn't sending for some reason. But anyway, let's get into the settings and adjust some stuff. I'll put it on large. Video, gamma correction, motion blur, field of view, audio, that's fine. Controls, well I'm on a controller. You can get weapons in this. Oh, I didn't realise there was combat in the game. Okay, well that's interesting. And as it says up there, I'm of course playing this story-based game, so there will be spoilers, so you've been warned. If you do not want to know what happens in the Forgotten City, do not watch this stream. Present day. That's interesting.
Hey! You're alive! When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So, wanna tell me who you are?
Right, for some reason my headphones are... Right, headphones are back on. Yeah, I'm getting a really weird noise coming through this. Select body type, what the hell? Well, what's the difference between these bodies? Oh, hold on. Ah, right. Okay, I see what the difference is now. I'm meant to be looking at the hands, not the coin. Oh, well, I'll just put my name.
Well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember?
I was searching for ancient ruins. I was on a covert mission. Alright, so this is me choosing my background, it seems. Years of studying history give you occasional insights into the ancient world. You have a military-issued firearm, but only 10 bullets. You'll have to use them judiciously, since there's no way to get more. Your time on the run from authorities has made you quick on your feet, and you're 25% faster when sprinting. Your recent head trauma has increased your pain threshold, making you 50% harder to take down. Right, I'll go for the top one. That seems the most beneficial, knowing what type of game this is.
Oh, you're an archaeologist? Then you'll definitely want to hear this.
Yeah, the sound is really getting on my nerves.
I don't know if it's exactly
Yeah.
what you're looking for, but there are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him, so I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him? If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please?
Mind if I ask some questions first?
Oh, of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. What do you want to know?
What is your story?
Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean?
You're not even going to tell me your name?
Oh, I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you.
I'd really like to know, especially if I'm going to be helping you.
All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
I don't get it. Maybe I'm missing something.
Look, if you really want to know all the tragic details, perhaps I can fill you in after you find Al?
Who is Al?
He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other. I guess not. But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is.
Where are
You really
we?
don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber.
What can you tell me about the ruins?
Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts. Al...
Have you tried calling for help?
What am I, an idiot? You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust me. Great. So you're ready to go look for Al?
I'm going in for the priceless artifacts, but I'll keep an eye out for him.
My hero. The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
Okay. I was asleep on this not long ago. It smells of campfire smoke and sweat. An old wooden rowboat. Karen must have used it to rescue me from the river.
The ruins are just beyond those columns. Please, hurry.
Okay, so far it's a pretty game. Doesn't look bad at all. I don't really feel like I need that on. I'm just going to adjust some things. Video gamma. Right. Audio. Is there something I can do about this? Because the audio is really not good in my headphones. I might actually have to. Right, gamma went too low there. So it started off there. Let's see. That's a bit better. It actually gets a bit more use out of the flashlight. I'm getting like a real like echoey, like tinny effect sound coming through. I'm thinking maybe just listen to it through my TV and use the microphone on my headphones. But then I would have to raise the volume on my TV in order to hear it with my headphones on, and that might get the microphone picking it up. Oh, that's annoying. A note.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten, all knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place." Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation. Or a warning. Al Worth.
I'm glad I put the subtitles on large because those are not very big on my screen. A backpack full of worn hiking clothes and empty food packets. Nothing valuable here, but still, it seems strange that Al left it behind. Okay, let's have a look around first. No, it's not letting me do that. Oh. I don't know, should I be looking for stuff in the environment? Should I be looking for clues and secrets? Or is this very linear and I should just stick with what I'm doing right now? This isn't a hugely long game, I think it's only meant to be like 5 to 10 hours or something. Archaeological insight, always remember, they're watching. Okay, I'll have to keep an eye out for graffiti and stuff. Yeah, their heads are moving. That's creepy.
Who are you?
A young Roman woman in a pose of lamentation. Do I want to be going in this pool? I think not. A Roman gladiator mid-stride. What could have made a gladiator flee? Well, not all gladiators were brave men or women. A young Roman woman. It looks like she was begging for her life. Getting some slight spooky vibes from this game. I wasn't expecting that. This is on Xbox Game Pass. That's how I'm playing it. And what's interesting is I was literally about to pull the trigger and buy it because it was going for a special price on... I can't remember which store it was, it might have been Steam. But then all of a sudden they announced, like literally a day after I was thinking of buying it, they announced it was coming to Game Pass, so I held off. And hey, there you go, I've saved some money. It's one of the best features of Game Pass, the money saving. Right, so... I thought I could go that way, but no, it's an invisible wall.
To whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, that you'll suffer the same fate I did.
Oh, that's him.
I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. In here, there are only two options. Death, and that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now. And find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
A golden statue of an old man wearing modern clothing. This must be Al, but how is that possible? A young Roman woman in a state of panic. Oh, well, I pressed the button there. Find the door into the past. Got leads, and yeah, that's all there is. Denarius, flashlight, and inscribed stone tablet. A Roman man on his knees as if begging his gods for mercy.
So close.
That's an odd feature. Doctor Who style. Do do do. A Roman relief depicting the great circular portal and two women. I wonder who they could be. Alright, it's that. I've obviously... Pomegranates.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
I'm Grant and I've just come from the future. Wait, are you speaking English? Shrine of Proserpina?
Yeah, you know, agricultural goddess of springtime? You're not from around here, are you? Oh, I see what you did there, changing the subject like that. Nice try, but I'll ask again. Who are you, and what were you doing in the shrine? What? I'm speaking Latin. You are too, although your accent's a little strange. And you've just done it again. You're a sly one, aren't you? One more time. Who are you, and what were you doing in that shrine?
I'm Grant and I've just come from the future.
No idea what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Are you a bit, not right in the head? That's all right, friend. Everyone's welcome here.
Thanks, I guess.
But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine.
Your laws?
Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming?
Alright, lead the way.
Follow me. When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now. Only 23 of us at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. No idea how, since nobody knows a way out. But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your handsome new friend, Galerius?
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking him to see the magistrate.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her, if I were you. She's... it's not my place to say. Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat. That one usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well, I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo.
I feel like I should just stick with him for now. The world is opening up, it's getting
Most
bigger.
of us have almost nothing. Just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Galerius, you're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
Really? How does he
You
know
better
I'm
go
here?
with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy. Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please.
What's this about?
I expect the magistrate wants to brief you about the Golden Rule. It shouldn't take too long. He's busy preparing for the election later today.
Alright, lead the way.
Follow me. The only thing you really need to understand right now is the Golden Rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die.
Oh,
for the
another
crimes
one
of the
fresh out
collective.
of the baths, I take it.
We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the Golden Rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate can explain the rest. He's up these stairs.
Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want?
What's your story?
I'm Sentia, eldest daughter of the magistrate. But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced properly. What are you doing in here? And why are you dressed like that?
Charmin? I'm not from around. Oh, right. Charmin's actually one of the answers. I wasn't actually expecting that. Read my mind. Do you know a way out of here?
Ugh, what is it with you people? You heard the rumor that my little sister escaped and figure I must know a way out too. Is that it? Well, that's just a stupid rumor. We have no idea what happened to Scintilla. I wish you mouth breathers would just leave me alone.
Can I help?
I don't know. Can you? Can you tell me how a person could have disappeared from a city with no exits and no crime? Was she snatched away by the Harpies?
When did you last see her?
It was 3 weeks ago. We ate our evening meal together, and I remember she seemed happy. In love. We went into our rooms, I went to sleep, and when I woke up, she was gone. That's it.
She was seeing someone?
I think so, yes. But she was very careful about keeping his identity a secret, even from me.
Why is that?
Because our father had plans to marry her off, eventually, and even a rumor about her attachment to some mystery man might have ruined those plans.
Is it possible her lover was involved?
I don't know, but it's been 3 weeks since she disappeared, and he hasn't come forward. That might speak to a guilty conscience. All I know is, whoever he is, he's still here in the city.
Sentius, Sentia, Scintilla, why are your names all so similar?
You really aren't from here, are you? All Roman women are named after their fathers. I think it's their way of branding us, like cattle to be sold at market. His family name is Sentius, so I'm Sentia because I'm the eldest. And my little sister is formerly Sentia Minor, but she is affectionately known as Scintilla.
You look surprisingly relaxed about your sister's disappearance.
Why? Because I'm on this couch and not pacing about the villa, wasting energy. I hope you're not insinuating I'm somehow pleased with her disappearance.
Just an observation, are you? I think you know something you're not telling me.
Ugh, you're awful. Get out of my villa and never speak to me again.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Do I need to ask Horatius to escort you out of here? Get out, you horrid barbarian!
Okay, I might have made a mistake there. Now, as I just adjust the Twitch overlay. And, well, apparently Twitch is getting overhauled on the Xbox a little bit. Hopefully that means we will be losing the overlay, but time will tell. I believe it's on like the Insiders program at the minute, so it's not public yet. Magistrate Sentius.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name?
I'm Grant.
A curious name, to match a curious accent. But I digress. I see you have the piercing and astute eyes of a man of great learning. We're always happy to welcome another scholar to our little community. Equitia will be delighted to meet you, I'm sure. Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago. Indeed.
It's beautiful.
More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months. 22 complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin?
Can't say
Nor
I
could
have.
I, until I came here. But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away.
These questions will be available later. What counts as a sin
An
here?
intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries.
I'm not sure if that's a good idea. What is legal isn't always moral, and many of your laws and customs are considered barbaric where I'm from.
Barbaric? Barbaric? What are you talking about? The Empire is the most civilizing force in the known world. Rome is a beacon of light in the darkness. For 800 years she has borne great statesmen, philosophers, poets, artists, and engineers. We have comprehensive laws, protecting the rights of our citizens, which have unified countless warring tribes all across the Mediterranean and beyond, from Gallia to Judea. All our citizens are treated the same, regardless of the color of their skin or their sexual preference. Can you say the same? When our people are starving, they are given food rations, and when they are wronged, they have the right to bring the guilty party before the magistrate. Our laws forbid treason, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson, and so on. No other civilization in the world is so advanced, and you have the hubris to call us barbaric?
Don't your laws allow slave ownership?
Of course. What else would we do with those prisoners of war who would otherwise have been executed? And besides, there are laws for their protection as well.
Don't your people watch blood sports for entertainment?
On occasion, but our gladiators are almost all volunteers seeking glory, or condemned prisoners who would have been executed anyway. I do not see the harm.
Okay, he's kind of winning me over here a bit. Don't women have fewer rights than men?
Of course, but with fewer rights come fewer responsibilities, and the right to be protected by their fathers and husbands.
Okay, now he's losing me. Don't you persecute
You
Christians?
mean the blasphemous cult responsible for burning down half of Rome last year? It's hard to blame the people for being angry about that.
Don't you practice collective
Are you
punishment?
talking about our practice of decimation? Of course. We could hardly unite all these warring tribes without a disciplined, formidable legion.
Where I'm from, we consider those things to be abhorrent.
Well, right now, you're a long, long way from home. I have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you.
What did you mean when you said Proserpina sent
You see,
me?
in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you?
You're right, I'm from 2,000 years in the future.
2,000 years? That is unfathomable. Please, tell me, in your time, what did you see? What had become of us? Of this city?
You'd all been turned into golden statues.
I have imagined it, our downfall, 1,000 times. But it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it.
How does the ritual
All I
work?
can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal. In this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the person performing the ritual. I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future?
I did see human remains in the temple.
I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you?
I'll do my best.
I suppose that's all I can ask for.
Why can't you
I
investigate?
believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal. As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot.
Fair enough. Do you have any suspects?
You ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
How do I know you're not the person responsible?
Me? Why would you suspect me? I've just told you. I'm about to sacrifice my own life to ensure these people have a second chance. What reason could you possibly have to suspect me, of all people? I'm glad you think so. Without trust, without each other, we won't be able to prevent what is about to happen.
Do you think it could be related to Scintilla's disappearance?
So you know about that already. It's a devastating loss, of course, but that was over 3 weeks ago, and whatever happened to her, it didn't break the Golden Rule, so I don't think it's connected with our imminent demise. Still, if you happen to find her and return her to me, I would be eternally grateful.
Come on, tell me what you really think.
Well, all right. There are those who wish to vote me out of office so that they can pursue their own misguided political agenda. Frankly, their selfishness and recklessness risk destabilizing the entire city. I would be looking very carefully at them if I were you.
If I do this, will you help get me back to my own
If I
time?
understand Proserpina's ritual correctly, that problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I can explain. If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the Golden Rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a paradox. If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. Make sense?
I think so. That's all the questions I had.
So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the Golden Rule? Wonderful.
Alright, I'm in.
Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them if it'll win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to leave. Figure out who the culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately.
Alright, I'll get started.
One last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
I'll see what I can do. Okay, so it looks like we are off. Time to start investigating. There's my objective in the distance. Gotta figure out who commits the Golden Rule. Or who breaks the Golden Rule, rather. Right. Something's wrong at the Shrine of Apollo. Find out what's distressing Lucretia. I've traveled thousands of years into the past. I'll need to find a way back to my original timeline somehow. According to Scintilla's, I'll be flung back to my own time if I can create a paradox. I'll need to change history in a way that makes my being in the past impossible. For example, Scintilla's says if I prevent the sin that breaks the Golden Rule, then he'll never create the portal, and it'll be impossible for me to be in the past. A paradox. Seems everyone in the city is going to die because of the one person breaking the golden rule. I need to figure out who it is. To that end, Sentius asked me to talk to everyone and help them, if it'll win their trust. He also authorized me to enter their homes and inspect their possessions and documents if necessary. Optional, tell Sentius you suspect Sentia. Sentia seems strangely relaxed about the disappearance of her sister Scintilla. That seems like a bit of a jump. Right. Let's get going. Let's have a look around. What's that? Note from Scintilla. Scintilla to Sentius. May Jupiter Optimus Maximus continue to protect and guide you. Thank you for making me your daughter and for the lovely birthday pendant. I promise we'll wear it always. I promise. Okay, that's a little missing letter there. I feel so safe and fortunate to have you as my father and Sentia as my sister. I sense you've been feeling apprehensive about the election next month, but if you can just show them the strong and dependable man I know you to be, you will be re-elected, I'm sure of it. Okay, so Scintilla was adopted, and she was very happy about it. What's that? Lavrarium. A small household shrine where ancient Romans offered daily prayers for protection. Oh. Right, I could steal the denarius, but that's not a good idea. Can't break the law, especially the golden rule. I feel like it defeats the purpose if I'm the one that breaks the rule. Oh, she's gotten up.
Do I need to ask Horatius to escort you out of here? Get out, you horrid barbarian!
Yeah, I feel like I've ruined things with her. But it is a time loop game, so I'm sure on my next loop I can correct my mistake. Produce bowl. These carrots are purple as they were before modern orange carrots were cultivated. Oh, that's interesting. It's no doubt unpleasant cooking with such poor ventilation, but Romans probably regard that as their servants' problem. A sculpture of Ares, the Greek god of war, known to the Romans as Mars. A small vial containing a rudimentary perfume made from the flowers and oil. Cosmetic jar, a brass jar containing some sort of powder for makeup. Brass has been polished into a rudimentary mirror which has been used for applying makeup. Dear Diary, today my father suggested I write a diary as a way of keeping myself occupied while we all deal with the sudden and devastating disappearance of my sister. As a dutiful daughter, of course I shall oblige. The following pages contain my innermost secrets. I know what you're reading. I know you're reading this, Father. I may be young, but do you not think me stupid? We're all entitled to our secrets. Sentia. Oh, there's only 2 pages. Not much of a diary then. Right, not going to steal that. Scintilla to Sentius and Sentia, may Clementia give you the strength to forgive me. I am sorry to have to leave you this way, but I have found a way to escape and I must take it. I hope we meet again someday. Ceramic ink jar. Ink appears to be made from soot and water. Is it just the same thing? Yeah, I'm gonna stop picking up the random objects like this, because already I can tell it's just gonna be a bit of a history lesson kind of thing. And I don't necessarily need or want to know that stuff.
Ah, you've returned. Do you have any news about your investigation?
What's your
Sextus
story?
Sentius Imperiosus is my name, though magistrate is the proper way to address me. Before I wound up here, I was a decurion in the cavalry of Imperial Rome, helping protect civilization from the barbarians.
What's the
It's a
Decurion?
cavalry officer. I had 30 men under my command. This was my uniform.
Why are you still
As
wearing
magistrate, I usually wear a toga, but today I may need to survive long enough to create the portal for you, so it seemed prudent.
it? How did you
My
end
men
up
and I
here?
were at the Emporium in Rome as honor guard for a visiting dignitary arriving upriver by barge. Now the port is usually bustling, but just as our guests arrived, waves of people began running toward the river from streets and alleyways in every direction. They were trying to escape a terrible fire. Unfortunately, the crowd sent my horse into a panic, and I remember it losing its footing by the water's edge. The next thing I knew, I was waking up on a riverbank not far from here in the company of some stranger. I went looking for my horse and discovered that lonely temple. You can probably figure out the rest.
How did you
I
come
was
to be
elected
magistrate?
7 months ago, uncontested because of my command experience. Since then, there's been growing agitation for another election. They're supposed to be annual, but I agreed to hold it sooner, hoping it would placate my constituents. Unfortunately, it just seems to have emboldened certain elements instead.
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
Let's talk
Very
about
well.
something else.
Ask then. Good. Now, was there something else you wanted to discuss?
Do you
If
know
I
a way out of
did,
here?
I'd have led these people out of here already.
What do you think about the Golden
I've
Rule?
had plenty of time to think about it. Let me see if I can sum up my thoughts. I've always considered my guiding star to be the well-being of the Roman people. Our survival and prosperity have always hinged upon honoring the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. Give the gods what they want and we all prosper. Dishonor them and we all die. It's as simple as that. The real enemy in this place is not the Golden Rule, but human failings. The temptation to slide into degeneracy, greed, and hubris. I trust that answers your question. Of course. What is it? Why then did you say... it doesn't matter. It looks like you'll have to continue your investigation. Now, was there anything else you wanted to ask? Thank you. I'll be waiting here for news.
Right, where's that guy gone? Because he walked by and rudely spoke while I was in the middle of a conversation. There he is.
On your best behavior, I trust? What now? I'm a legionary
What's your
of the
story?
First Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. So the magistrate has assigned me other duties. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughter, I should say, and the others, and making sure they're all behaving. I also keep a register of new arrivals.
How did
I'm
you
from
end up
Liguria,
here?
up north originally. I was doing all right for myself, 12 years into my service. Had a nice girl lined up for when it was all over. Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long gone and moved on by now. I try not to think about it. My commander sent me to deliver a message to Rome. While I was there, I thought I'd do something nice for my girl and pick up a little pendant from a silversmith. That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets, shouting fire. People were screaming, trampling each other. Then some Genetricum Fugitor tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant. I remember chasing him through the crowds, down towards the river. And then, nothing. Blacked out and woke up near here. No idea how I ended up floating so far downriver. But I'm fortunate to be alive, I suppose.
Sorry to hear that.
As Seneca the Younger said, difficulty strengthens the mind, as labor does the body. That said, Sentilla's disappearance has been more difficult than I'd care to admit.
What can you tell me about the
He's one of the
magistrate?
better commanders I've ever had, that's for sure. Good stoic. Lives by Seneca's words. Treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Can't ask for much more than that. I went
Do you
around
know a way
asking
out
the
of here?
same questions when I first arrived. Never did find a way out. But I learned how to accept my situation. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. That's from Seneca the Younger, if you're interested.
Can I see
I
the
don't see why
citizen
not.
register?
Just make sure I get it back by tomorrow.
Citizen register. Okay. So this is just a list of all the people in the city. Okay. Okay, there's quite a few. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 19, 18, sorry. 21, 24.
Of course.
What do you think about the
Well,
Golden Rule?
As I always say, it's kind of like a divine version of the practice of decimation in the Legion. By threatening to execute 1 in 10 men, the idea is to ensure order and discipline among everyone. And it works. If you knew you could be executed because your brother-in-arms is planning a mutiny, well, you'd bloody well watch him like 100-eyed Argus, wouldn't you? Because your only chance of saving yourself is to stop bad things before they happen. Makes us all responsible for keeping each other in check. It's brutal, of course, but effective. The Legion wouldn't be the most formidable force in the world without it.
Are you saying you're in
What's
favor
done is
of it?
done. I was forced to execute my brothers in arms, and those memories will always visit me in my sleep. But life is harsh, and I've come to accept my lot. As with the Golden Rule, I don't have any control over it. So railing against it would be like trying to stop the seasons or the tides. As Seneca the Younger wrote, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. For he that is so wants nothing.
Where I'm from, that would be considered collective punishment, which is a war
War
crime.
crime. Isn't that a contradiction in terms? As Cicero said, in times of war the law falls silent.
That's messed up. Our worlds are
Seems
very
that
different.
way. War crimes. Ridiculous. If you like.
Who are you going
Not
to
that
vote
it's any of
for?
your business. But my loyalty is and always will be with Sentius. Unfortunately, I don't think my vote is going to make any difference today. See, Domitius has been going around town, shoring up votes for Malleolus with lies, bribery, and intimidation. The man's a savage, but he's a gladiator, so people fear and respect him more than they should. Sentius knows about it, of course, but he doesn't have the same rat cunning as Malleolus. This place will be different with that sleaze at the helm. But I try not to worry about things I can't change. I appreciate
Can
the
I help?
thought, but you're new here, and I just can't see how you could make an impact in the time between now and the election this afternoon. In any case, if you're interested in the election, go and have a chat with Equitia, the Vestal Priestess. She'll be overseeing proceedings.
Figure out how to make Melius drop out of the election.
All right?
Ave.
He doesn't seem like a happy guy.
Name's Rufius. Better watch your step. Can't talk
What's your
long,
story?
got to stay sharp, but family's from Seleucia on Tigris, Babylon province. But I've been roaming a long time now. Even joined the legions, the 6th, the one they call Ironclads.
How did you end
Same
up
way
here?
as everyone else.
Why are you still wearing your legionary
Because we're all
armor?
in grave danger. Is it not obvious?
Why don't you have a weapon?
Magistrate made me toss it in the chasm. Stupid. Going to have to improvise now.
Not much of a talker, are
If you
you?
were dealing with what I am, you wouldn't be either.
What are you
None of
dealing
your
with?
business. In Troiti Ipsum kommen Schule. If we have to.
Do you know a
If
way
I
out of
did,
here?
do you think we'd be having this conversation?
Oh, this guy's really not very pleasant. I think he's got other things on his mind. What do you think about the Golden Rule?
I'll tell you this much. I hate the fact that my survival depends on the common sense of other people.
What do you mean?
All these people just bumble along like nothing's wrong. Well, we're one bad decision away from being wiped out. Like the last lot of people who lived here. Seems like I'm the only one ready for what's coming. Whatever that is. And when it hits, it's everyone for themselves. You've been warned.
What do you think
I
is
don't
coming?
know. But did you ever get the feeling some of these statues are watching us when we're not looking? Like they're waiting for something. I don't like it.
I think you're
Of course
right.
I am.
Who are you going to vote for?
Meliodas. Not sure I trust Sentius. Couldn't even protect his daughter in a city without sin. How's he going to protect us?
Anything I do to change that?
No.
Okay.
Whatever.
Not sure if I like that guy. Oh, what's going on here? Collection of barbaric looking medical implements, including forceps and shears. A wooden rack containing various dried and ground substances. The mortar and pestle haven't changed much in the last 2 millennia. Oh wow, not a good look for Twitch. Let's not look there. A large stone statue of Apollo, the Roman and Greek god of disease and healing, among other things.
Give me a moment. Sorry I'm such a mess. I just lost a patient and a dear friend. Yulia. She was a good woman. She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally I'd treat her with resin of silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly." Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall, but there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath.
Is there something I can do to help?
Unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again. I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that Genetricum Fututor and scratching his eyes out.
I'll see what I can do.
I'm Lucretia.
What's your story?
And I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Nevia's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared. I'm tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time. But I'd rather take this on myself than let one of you lot mess it up.
How did you
My
end up here?
husband and I moved to Rome from Caesarea. He embraced the Roman way more than I would have liked and turned into an awful philanderer. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my right. So I waited for the right time to take what was mine and disappear. And then the fires came. As he prepared to evacuate our villa, I gathered our most precious belongings, coins and gemstones, and the moment his back was turned, I ran. I could barely see for the smoke, and the streets were full of people trampling each other. I ran for the river, like everyone else, and leapt in. The next thing I remember, I was waking up on a riverbank, not far from here.
I'm sorry to
It's
hear
all right.
that.
Say what you will about this place, at least my fornicating husband will never find me. And while there's no shortage of snakes here, at least with the golden rule, they have to try to be discreet about it.
Why are you working out of a shrine?
This shrine was in use as a clinic long before any of us arrived here. Kind of strange to set up a clinic in the temple of the god of disease. But the god who inflicts a curse is also the only god who can undo it. So I suppose praying to Apollo for healing kind of makes sense.
Tell me more about Nevia.
She used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here. And she was good too. Until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. "This changes everything," she kept saying. But I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the statues, like she could talk to them. And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem. A real thorn in the paw situation. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed and he's in constant pain. I really shouldn't say. He wouldn't like it. And he's a little bit scary. He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off. And I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out. And you know what that means. I just know Nevia would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. But nobody seems to know how to get into the palace.
I'll see what I can do. I'm getting a bunch of missions and objectives from this woman. Do you know a way out of here?
Some people here need proper medical care, not the half-baked, hanging by a thread excuse for treatment I'm giving them. Just don't get sick or injured here. I'll do my best to treat you, but I'm out of my depth and dangerously short on everything you can imagine.
What do you think about the Golden
A city
Rule?
without sin might sound good on paper, but whoever dreamt it up didn't think it through. Maybe it was an attempt to create some kind of utopia. But snakes like Decius will always find loopholes to exploit. And what can we do about it? Absolutely nothing. In some ways, we are worse off because we can't take the law into our own hands.
I keep hearing statues whispering. Is that normal?
No. Sorry, I don't mean to worry you, but no, that is definitely not normal. There was one other person who claimed she could hear the statues talking to her. But that was
Yes, you've already
Nevia,
mentioned her.
And she went a little mad.
Tell me more about Nevia.
She used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here. And she was good too, until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything, she kept saying. But I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the statues, like she could talk to them. And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem, a real thorn in the paw situation. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed.
You've already been through all this.
He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off. And I worry he'll end. I just know Nevia would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. Thanks, I suppose.
Can we talk about Lulia?
Sure. What do you want to know?
Do you think she was poisoned or was it
Do you
self-inflicted?
really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned her, then surely they would have broken the golden rule, and so maybe it's best we don't discuss it.
Do you know what
Hemlock,
poisoned
I
her?
believe.
Is there any reason she might have
I
wanted
haven't
to
seen
die?
her in months. She's not allowed to leave Malleolas' villa, and they are quite secretive. Gladly. Well, come
be
back
going
if
now.
you get sick or injured. Day or night, I'll do what I can.
No items on Lulia. And with that, I am going to end this stream there. I was going to stream longer, but quite frankly, the sound design of this game is doing my head in on this headset. I get a feeling it just wasn't designed with headsets in mind. Because, you know, it is a very small indie team that made this as a mod originally, so I'm going to cut them some slack on it. But yeah, I was hoping to stream the entirety of this game, but I'm going to have to get a different microphone to do that. It's very possible I could do that. I'll just have to figure out if it's something I actually want to do or not. Anyway, that's the end of my stream for today. I'm Grant Burton. If you've liked it and you want to continue watching my streams, that's twitch.tv/the_Grant Burton, or go over to Games with Grant on YouTube to catch them all as videos on demand.
Don't you just love springtime?
And why not go over to my Film and TV YouTube channel? That's just my name, Grant Burton, on YouTube for all film and TV related content. Until next time though, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @_Grant Burton, and thanks for watching.